Detecting talk of the day, Thursday, December the 4th, 9:28. About 34 degrees here right now, and the wind's blowing. You know, when I do these videos, I'm not charging anybody anything. I'm out here in the cold right now, and I'm fixing to show you something. I got rid of a member from posting comments on my YouTube channel, okay? Because he either A, is a smart ass, B, has a reading comprehension problem. Alright? That's how it's going to be on my channel, okay? The video I put up yesterday showing that detector, the title of that was Advanced Use. Deus 2 HF Coil use, and that's what it was, okay? And I showed you pinpoint. I put a little phrase at the end of that title showing the pinpoint. Of course, you know, this guy come in there, or lady, I don't know which one it was, but they're gone. They're not going to post any more comments. You know, oh, well, that's not advanced. There's nothing advanced about that pinpoint. Well, that's not, I never said that. Alright. You come over there to my YouTube channel, what are you doing over there? If you're not over there to try to learn something, get some information, what are you doing over there? How about that? Or over here? Okay. If I was a Deus 2 fast multi-frequency coil user and I had this HF2 coil on order and I like to detect, and I seen somebody like me putting information up about this call that I've got on order but I haven't received yet, would I be watching these videos? I probably would be. It doesn't hurt to get another person's perspective, you know? Because maybe you don't think of everything. Well, maybe I don't think of everything. There's other YouTubers out there that can show something with this call that I've not even discovered. And if they show it and I find out about it, I'll probably watch it. Alright? Yeah, a civil society that's courteous. That's what we're after, okay? That's what I'm after on my YouTube channel. Yeah. Alright, we're going to look at this here. Now, you know, when the stars, moons, and the planets gets aligned, something like that can set itself up in the wild, huh? You have a non-ferrous target in a situation like that. That happens to be a nickel. We're going to look at a few things here. A gold ring, a standing liberty quarter, and a seated dime in that position. We know it can exist in the wild. Anybody with any common sense. And you could sweep a lot of metal detectors. Now, I don't have a concentric coil detector to sweep over that to see what it would do. But I got a pretty good idea how all the DD coils are going to behave on it. Alright. Running them traditionally. So you could sweep over that a zillion times. And if you never dug any and moved any of that iron, it'd probably lay there a long time. But if you're an HF2 coil user, you could locate that. You could get a clue and you could dig that. Okay, now the nice part about this is you don't lose your traditional detecting. You are in silencer 4, which will help. Remember I showed some videos running higher silencer on this machine? Okay, well you get that as a bonus. Now, traditional detecting, there's some things that silencer 4, that coil in use in the wild won't do as well as it will at silencer 2. But silencer 2 running that machine traditionally, silencer -3 running it traditionally, you're not going to get that nickel out there. I'm going to show you that you're not going to get it. All right? You get to run your machine any way you want. But I will say this. If I had a sight and it had some iron in it, and there was one area in particular in that sight where over the years I had found the highest percentage of the fines in it, I'd be running this coil if I had it at least in that area. Just to see. Alright? Now, you're going to see me sweeping this machine using the sensitive program at 53 kilohertz band, 6.8 disc with a -3 silencer, speed 3. And you're going to see me running this sensitive FT at a -2 disc with a silencer of 4. In 5 tones, okay? Basically, I've got the numbers 1 and 2 opened up on this machine. 3 through 11 is iron tone, okay? Speed 3, you see that. So here's the sensitive program at a -3 silencer, 6.8 disc. Now I'm in the pitch tones, so you get to hear that. -3 silencer. You see that? Now I'm transitioning to the program here I've created. You hear that? There ain't hardly a way I can come on that scenario there and not get alert. Now, I showed the pinpoint yesterday. Look. Showed it. Could you use it in the wall? Well, yeah, it don't hurt to use the pinpoint. So that's a U.S. nickel, okay? A U.S. nickel. Well, maybe that don't fascinate people. Maybe this silver steady Liberty quarter, maybe that'll turn people on. You see it there? Sensitive program. -3 silencer. You hear that? -3 silencer. That's that new silencer they added to this machine. You're going to get that out with an 11-inch coil on any model machine. You're going to get it out with a 9-inch coil, any model machine. Are you? Okay? Now I'm over here in my program. You hear that? Okay, I'm going to take this Standing Liberty quarter out of here. Now, I'm still in my program. It's a different animal with that quarters out there, ain't it? All right. You know, that's not a very big gold ring, is it? Look at there. It's in there. That could be in a damn sports field somewhere, couldn't it? Now, that's tougher to hit. Here's the sensitive program, -3 silencer. Right through there. That's where we're getting signal. Now, if I let this silencer down to -1, what happens here? Okay, so we're probably getting some traditional detecting there, okay? And this program I've got right here is probably going to show us. Listen. Hear that? So they both hit it there. But what about from right here? There's my program. Here's the sensitive program with the silencer dialed back to -3. You see that? What about this seated dime? Does that turn anybody on? Here's the sensitive program. -3 silencer. Here's my program, sensitive FT. You hear that? Here's the sensitive program, -3 silencer again. Same sweep direction. What do you hear? You don't hear anything, do you? Let's see. I've not looked at this. What does that $50 do in there? Look at there. Oh, $50. I don't know what this is going to do. Here's my program. Here's the sensitive program, -3 silencer. Here's my program again. Let's come over here in my program. You hear that? Here's sensitive program, -3 silencer, speed 3. What do you hear? You don't hear anything. You don't even hear any iron tone in that. You notice that? Back to my program. So that could be laying down some old house sidewalk where it used to be. You swept around out there and swept around. You ain't never heard it. Right? Sensitive program, -3 silencer. 2 inches above. 2 inches above. Here's my program. So that could be real shallow even. Maybe down there on top of a rock. Can't go no deeper. But it's got that iron around it. Now, I can remove one of them nails, and that's not going to necessarily solve all the problem running this machine traditionally, even at a -3 silencer. What's a pinpoint sound like on this? We ain't got no waver, do we? Here's it without it. What about over here? You know, I just show them, boys. I don't make them, okay? Now, I showed you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different targets laying in there. You see them there. They all maybe could be located with what I'm showing you here versus running that machine at a -3 silencer. Now, that gold ring, we did get some detection slicing through there. But you would have to slice through there that direction even running a -3 silencer. Call this a video, all right, to educate people on the HF2 coil. You manicure users out there with that M8 coil, try something like this with it and see what happens. See what happens. I'll give you a clue the sharpshooter already has.